Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Snake here. Today we're going to be playing a game called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. I can't even... It's just, I thought it was going to be a good game.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel.
This is a story-based game.
Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house. The only building you've seen for days. You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Okay, real quick.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
How could you not tell this man is a wolf of some kind?
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches. The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
What the fuck do we bet on a feather? Damn, a key? That's a royal flush, baby. Wait, was it ace high though?
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand? He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Yeah, nothing should be able to beat him.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Here's the thing, why would you fold? I would have just went with it.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
I feel like I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt.
Yep. 10, jack, queen, king, ace. All spades.
Got my word.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Show him. Wow, that changes a little bit. Just a tad bit. Okay, he's a wolf.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing.
That sucks.
I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor. You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
That's fair.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy. Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds, legends. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie? Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Okay, so when I get with this one, I played a little bit last time. I played like 30 minutes just to see what the game is like, what it's about. And I'm guessing you're gonna have to play these cards. Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crossed through the night. Sounds terrible.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them. People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
That's very true. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. And that's life.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Right. Which that's what I'm assuming. You're gonna have to like gather all of these cards by the end and tell the entire story. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Okay.
Your deepest desires? Your greatest wish? Heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain? El Dorado, the promised land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
He just said it. He said the title.
Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same
Aren't we
thing.
all? Wheel of Fortune. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They call them snake eyes. They wink at you. That's rough.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty.
That's real.
Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that.
And last one, the Tower. Which is death, change endings, or moving on. Tell the story of Black and Gray City where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Just terrible.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain, hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you'll come back. Go on your way, seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I would...
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth.
This looks amazing.
I'm gonna dig
This looks
my
absolutely
heels
amazing.
into the
However,
ground. 'Cause when that very
San Francisco, California minimum weight 48 pounds? Wait, is that me?
much behind to drag
Okay.
it down.
Camera's really weird. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So this one's just gonna travel the country, look for stories.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Strange.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. "Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?"
Okay, I'm gonna play how this would be me if this just happened to me. I don't smoke, so no.
One of the women wrinkles her nose in disappointment. The other raises a rifle, levels it at you, and shouts, "Bang!" A couple of the men come to take the guns away. "Keep that up. We'll move this party down to the station," one snaps.
Wait, okay. Wait, what?
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones over
There's some ugly ass clouds, I ain't gonna lie.
Wait,
is that... Okay. No, you're lying to me. You're fucking insane. Are you serious? Yo, this is actually an entire United States? Oh boy, okay. Well, your goal is to fulfill your obligation to the wolf by finding all 16 characters scattered over the US and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their story. Okay? By having adventures, you'll begin to collect stories. When you meet characters, they'll ask you for different types of stories: tragic, hopeful, scary, thrilling, or funny. Remember what sort of adventure you had and you'll know what type of story you got. Stories will grow and change as you tell them. Once you tell a story to a character, it will be out in the world, and you may encounter someone else who will tell you a better version of it. These better versions will be more entertaining when you tell them to characters, but be sure to tell different stories so that you have a chance to grow them all. The stories you get from characters are wild cards. They will fit any of the 5 categories. However, telling them will not cause them to grow, so use them sparingly as you're giving up a chance to spread other stories. If you want to swap around the stories you tell, you can do that in the inventory. Okay. There's always travel across the US. The easiest is walking, but it's slow. You can speed up your walking pace by whistling. Hold down the button and match the notes to keep your spirits speed up. See controls for more details. That sounds awesome. You can also hop a ride on a boxcar. This will get you exactly where you need to go, but runs the risk of getting injured by the railroad cops. To hop a ride, find a train yard. A safer way to travel is hitchhiking. To hitchhike, you hold the hitchhike button while standing next to a road with cars on it. Not every car will stop, but they always carry you the full distance, but you'll be safe. Finally, if you've got some cash, you can go to a city and ride the fast, safe passenger trains from place to place. It costs money, but it's the best way to travel. Each time you meet a character, you'll have a night to talk with them and exchange stories. If you tell them the kind of stories they want, you'll gain their trust and move forward through their tell. However, there's no penalty to telling them a different story. You will still learn whatever they have to tell you. Okay. Characters have multiple chapters, and when you finally open the eye in the interface, the next time you meet them, you'll move on to the next chapter. When you've finished all the chapters, you won't see them again. Each time you finish a night with a character, they will move somewhere else. You can always check the map to see where they are, but they will also show you when they move. Okay, I'm kind of getting that. The inventory holds the mementos you've collected from the characters you've met. Once a character trusts you fully, they'll give you something to remember them by, which can be used to travel where you first met. The inventory screen also has tabs to see your stories, a timeline of your adventures, a map of the US, and your progress with each of these characters. Okay. It said look at controls. Recenter camera. Okay, that's gonna be fantastic. Whistle. Okay. Inventory. Okay. And that's still inventory, stories, journey log, map. Okay, so it's all this thing right here. That was just tutorials. Oh, I have the. Okay, so I have that. Awesome. Okay, hold on. confused on what I do. Okay. I love this. This is so cool. That's amazing. I love that so much.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
We need to get as many stories as possible starting out, so
The shape gives a start.
we'll say hello.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says in a small voice.
Why not?
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
I would look for his dad, but I don't know where he's gonna be, so actually I won't tell.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
It's kind of sad. Alright, moving on now. I guess we'll go to Portland. Shit. I love this mechanic so much. This is so cool. Okay.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
Let's ask why.
Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess.
1 year of what?
Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Okay, that makes sense. But I mean, I don't think I need to do that. I'll just walk over here.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. A confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Just ask around.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coop? That's the spirit.
You decide to seek us.
You decide to seek a second
Alright, let's
opinion.
ask around.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner.
Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Damn, I can't get into the other menu. We'll approach her.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
Her eyes are a beautiful shade of brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat.
Weather like this, it reminds
Yo,
me
is
of
this what I'm
Paris.
thinking it is? Yo, you better not be fucking with me right now. I ain't with that shit. Alright, here's something that okay, stories. Oh my god, 4 of 237 stories. Jeez. Okay. So we got 4 so far, that's not too bad. Okay, so this is my end game. It's just the woman with your Maine. Wait, was she in Maine? No, she's near Portland, Maine. Okay. Well, there's nothing else near Maine here, so obviously we just need to get over here. Hopefully she's in here.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
Climb it.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the
Put your ear
door.
to the door.
Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
Wait.
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Step inside.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Been here long. It must be lonely up here. This started out as, I'm guessing, love, so I'm gonna continue it.
Oh, we manage.
I'm assuming
tall
these are
one sits
two
on
gay
the
guys
sofa,
living in the
casually
lighthouse.
wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
Okay.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a
That's
writer.
what I figured.
The tall one grunts.
I dabble. But you must have some good stories
Oh,
from the
fuck,
road.
here we go. Well, I have some.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
Fun. So, yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, so how many stories do we got now? We got 5 to 7. Wait, there's love. The lovers, yeah, that's what I figured, okay. That's what I figured as much. Well, okay. Oh, but anyway, if you didn't know what I was talking about, the girl with the ribbon, I think that's the story of, I think her name was Jenny in the book, but she wears the ribbon because her head is cut off, and the ribbon is the only thing that keeps it attached. So when she takes off the ribbon, her head falls off. But the story, the guy was like married to her for 20 years. She always wore the ribbon. He never knew why. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey, you son of a bitch. Well, that obviously didn't work. Yes. Oh, they just take me. Okay, awesome. Do I choose when to stop, or... Okay, stop's automatic, that's the next one. Oh, cool, okay. Red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. That is, until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Let's explore.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner. A car approaching.
Keep walking or hail the taxicab. Me personally, I would hail the taxicab.
Compelled by the cold and foreboding night, you don't question it as you drag your bones into the cab. But you realize immediately how strange the vehicle is. It's a sleek thing, like a shallow parabola gliding over the street.
Look at the driver.
Where to? He asks. You have to stop and think. Eventually, you name Boston Common, the only landmark you know in this town. He peels off silently. You feel the car move before you hear the engine.
Weird. Look out the window.
He takes you through ever odder streets, flanked by painfully clean, gleaming buildings and signage for businesses you don't recognize. Even the air seems different. It doesn't smell so sharply of gasoline and coal. Eventually, you come to a
So
stop.
pay the driver, but I don't know if I have any money.
The fare's in glowing numbers above his dashboard. It's much too high. Surely a mistake. No charge, he insists. You look like you need a break. And then you find yourself on the curb at Boston Common, under thick moonlight, in a city much as you'd left it before.
Well, that was nice of that guy. 100% nice of that guy. He started the odd silent taxi cab in Boston. That was very weird, but alright. So, I'm slightly confused on the money, but we'll see. You wander the streets of the city. You ain't gonna say this one, narrator? Wow, what an asshole. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I could panhandle or look for work. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I would panhandle until, like, it's my last resort, so let's look for work. Digging holes, not what you had in mind, but damn, they're digging a lot of holes in this park. The foreman assigns you to a work group with a mix of other disheveled men and women and sends you off to dig a pit by the water fountain. Keep quiet too? What's this about? I mean, it does... Wait, hold on. We're in Boston. At this time, there's probably the mafia still around. If we're digging all these holes, maybe there's a reason for it. I kind of want to keep quiet, but let's ask. What's this about? Nobody wants to say. A young woman keeps mouthing something to you across the hole, but you can't make it out. What is she saying? Dear Lobby, Dave Hobby, Dean Bobber? You never get anyone to admit what this is all about, but you do get paid pretty okay. Alright, move on, I guess. Train station. I want to go to the store first, because, okay, nice, we have some stuff here. What the fuck is this, though? Hot apple cider, clam chowder, coffee. The apple cider sounds delicious. Clam chowder, I would probably eat some clam chowder. Damn, the spaghetti plate sounds fucking good, but whatever. Oh, so is this... What? Oh, that's my money. Okay, so I'm guessing that the money is on the left side here. I'd get the coffee, to be honest. Well, at least it's hot. Train station. Okay, and then I can't... Okay. So there's nothing else I can do here. It's kind of weird. But I guess that's just a way to earn more stories. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Okay. Check this one out.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
What's going on?
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Okay.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Oh, wow, I was right.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us.
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Yeah, how about let's get out of the road first.
As you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
the rider freezes.
Joe?
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
The two men stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien in their mistaken brother's face.
What? Bro, I'm still confused as to what just happened right now. Alright, let's move on, I guess. The two men who mistake each other for sister brother. That's fantastic. Alright, that's the only thing I see for like miles. So, yeah, let's just go. I absolutely love that mechanic so much. The whistling is awesome. Oh wait, I can go over there too. There's a little something there. First, let me check my stories. Okay, I have 7 now. So we got the World Star, 2 Pinnacles, the Pool, Justice. We got 2 from the High Priestess, so the Wheel, the Tower, Empress, 3 of Staves, 9 of Swords, the Sun, the Devil. Oh wait, never mind, we already got those. Okay. There's only a few more that we don't have. Progress. None. I'm gonna have so much fun with this though. This is gonna be really fun.
Low tide on a moonless night. This beach is long, stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray, alien. The stars are dim and distant.
Look to the horizon.
It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm, though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed.
Look back to the shore or keep looking at the sky. In all honesty, I think I would keep looking at the shooting star.
Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light. With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim, then go dark. All that you can see emanating from there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
So did that just smash into a city and kill probably like tons of people? Move on. Right from the night sky. I would assume so. Shit, I missed it. Camp. Oh, do I actually camp here? Oh, okay. Quinn by Clarius Curran. Oh.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is. This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me
So
Quinn.
this is Quinn. Probably one of the first characters.
These
on
here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is
Oh, they're
Flip.
so cute, especially Flip over there.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. You got any stories that are a little sad?
Ooh, do I? Alright. Here are all the stories we've collected so far. They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. Continue. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they will tell you something in their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. Okay, get you. As the night goes on, the icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next so you can find them again. Fantastic, okay. If you tell them the type of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel that you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around and get to know them. Okay. So do I just go to each level and check out what we have? Okay. Go to authority. That's not really sad. It's just kind of weird. Tell the story of the two men who stick each other. That is kind of sad. Very strange. Tell the story of the seagulls and the fisherman near Portland, Maine. They're kind of sad. That's just weird. Tell the story of the boy who ran away from his father in Maine. That is sad. I might tell him that. Tell the story of the two. No, that's cute. Tell the story of the elegant woman in the small town. That's strange. Tell the story of the light. Okay. I think I'm gonna tell him the boy. Well, actually, what do I have more of? So that was the father and then the son. I have one of each, so it's kind of weird, but also sad. I'm just gonna tell him about the boy.
Shoot, I ain't teared up. Just got something in my eyes, all. My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw-flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said.
Shit.
Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
Funny story? How's that sad, though? That don't make sense. Tell the story about the light of the sky around Boston. So I didn't really find anything funny. It's just like mostly weird shit. Oh wait, that's someone. And that's kind of funny. We'll tell them this one because it's kind of funny. They're just dumb.
I'm not sure I quite follow that one. Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs. I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful.
I apologize.
You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that.
Shit, I just want to talk to
I
you.
want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
Let me hear scary shit. Okay. It's kind of strange. Maybe. I'm kind of sketchy. That's cute, so I don't think she's gonna want to hear anything about that. That's weird. That not so much. Hey, priestess, the future. Wait, that's the future? Okay. I want to tell him about the odd taxi driver.
Not sure I quite follow that one. What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion, if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
Fuck, man, I don't know what's funny. It's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny either. It's just kind of heartwarming, I guess. This is kind of funny. Sad, but also funny.
That was a chuckle to be sure.
Shit, open eye all the way.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
That's true.
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Venturing tales? It's gonna be one of these two. I'm just gonna tell him this one, because it's the only one I have. And I can't tell if this is a boy or a girl.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh. Wishes come true, huh? If I had to say, It'd be great to have red beans and rice cooked with some fatty bacon. Supposed to be a Mississippi River specialty, but I ain't never had it. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Okay, so she's telling me that she's gonna be here, which is all the way in Maine. Or near Massachusetts, I mean. So it's basically just farther down that way, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
Alright, Quinn Chapter 2 is now available. New Story Quinn's Adventures. Okay. Oh no, she's gonna be at New York. Okay, and then I just see her icon there. Okay, that's fantastic. I like that so much. Okay, cool. So I don't have to... Okay, that's me. Progress. Okay, so we're at Quinn Chapter 2. The Hobo Kid. I will get by. Around Boston. Still have 9 stories, so that's awesome. I think I'm gonna like this game a lot. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna pause this, the music goes so loud. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. I'm having tons of fun with this. I think I'm actually gonna continue to play it on the channel and post it, because it's really interesting, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.